Good free racing games are hard to find. So hard in fact that there are only 3 of them. This video was supposed to be called Top 5 Racing Games, but I had to change it to Top 5 Driving Games, since not all 5 games on this list are about racing. Nevertheless, I present to you the top 5 free driving games on Steam. We are starting with a game with many flaws, Coppa Petrobras de Marcas. This game is on the list over Victory, The Age of Racing, because that game is dead in terms of player base. Coppa Petrobras has 4 free cars and 5 tracks, but the graphics are very dated and some animation and sound quality are abysmal. Also, it can be a huge pain to customize all controls and game settings since pretty much all of it has to be done manually. Despite all its flaws, it's still playable and can be enjoyable. If you have a bad PC or don't have money to buy anything better, it's good enough. It's not very impressive, but driving through some of Brazil's greatest tracks is sure to keep you entertained. Continuing with number 4, a first non-racing game on the list. Crossout is an action MMO car shooter. You fight against other players in arenas while driving cars with guns. The most interesting aspect of this game is customizing your vehicle from many materials that you gather from playing. It has flaws, it can be pay to win and you need to farm a lot to get items. It has many game modes though, both single and multiplayer, and you won't be bored with it. You won't be racing much, but you will participate in massive carnages. And if you like games like Twisted Metal, this might just be for you. Another alternative to this game would be Metal War Online Retribution. It is very similar in nature, but its vehicles are more like tanks rather than cars, which is why it couldn't make the list. On to the number 3, we have Race Room Racing Experience. It is the most realistic racing experience that's available for free. A large chunk of its content is hidden behind a paywall, and for free you only get 11 cars and 3 tracks. It's still very much worth playing. There are many variants of each track and you won't get bored easily. With a very active multiplayer community, challenges and single player championships. The game is certainly not without its flaws. I'd like to criticize its corner cutting mechanics. While in qualifying, corner cutting is very unforgivable. If you merely touch a corner, your lap is over. While in races, nobody cares if you corner cut. Seems a bit strange to me. Also, I've experienced some lag in my single player games, which is shocking. Their microtransaction policy is disgusting too. For you to get access to everything this game has to offer, you need to spend more than 100 euros. It's not worth paying for, but if you don't have money to spend on a paid racer, you won't regret playing the free content this game has to offer. Be warned though, this game requires you to have 30 GB of free space, which is a lot for some people. But it has nice graphics, very realistic and nice gameplay, and it's a big recommendation for me. We come to the game number 2, and in my opinion it's a real gem, but once again, not really a racing one. Heavy Metal Machines is a post-apocalyptic MMO in which you battle in 4v4 arenas, and the goal is to score 3 goals in your opponent's net. There are 3 player classes: Transporter, Interceptor and Support. It's understandable what each class does by just looking at the names. Transporter is a class that focuses on transporting the ball to the opponent's goal as fast as possible, while Support repairs him, and the interceptors from the other team try to stop him. In terms of visuals and style, it reminds me very much of Super Nintendo classic Rock'n'Roll Racing. If you think this game is in any way similar to Rocket League, think again. To get to the goal, the ball carrier has to take a much longer route than any other vehicle, because you can't transport the ball over magnetic barricades that are set there to make the carrier's job more difficult. The map is big for this concept, and all vehicles start from the racing line. The goal of the first few seconds of the match is to get to the ball first. It's pretty detailed, it has a great soundtrack and visuals, and it's nicely polished. The game has an okay amount of players, so you don't have to worry about that player base. I think I've told too much about it already, but if this looks like something you'd enjoy, definitely give it a try. And finally we come to the crown jewel. The number one game on the list would be TrackMania Nations Forever. The best arcade racing experience that you can get for free. And it's very simple. You have just one car, a formula that you can drive through countless custom-made tracks created by other players in multiplayer, or go through the single-player campaign and try to set new records. This is one of the crazier arcade driving experiences. The tracks can often blow your mind. The only thing that the free version doesn't have is the car and map customization options, and also it has a small annoyance called freeze zone. While playing multiplayer, every 5 matches you'll be thrown into a freeze zone, where you'll need to spectate other players driving while you just sit there and do nothing. That's only a minor noise though, since matches are most of the time no longer than 5 minutes. It's a fast-paced driving experience with just one goal: to be the fastest. It's very simple and there is not much else to it. A very chill game most of the time. It has some compatibility issues with Windows 8 and 10 though, so I'll post a guide in the description to help you solve those problems. And that concludes this list. Thank you all very much for watching, and if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. And hey, if you're interested in more top lists, free games or other great gaming content, be sure to subscribe. You'd be helping me a lot. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next video.